Oh, here we go. Do you want me to take the lead on this one?
Sure.
Next up, we have the future 155 lightweight champion Damir Ismagulov versus the little troll, one-dimensional Bryce Mitchell wannabe Arman Tsarukyan. Listen, guys, this isn't even close in terms of fighting. I told you guys that Leon Edwards would absolutely dominate Kamaru Usman on the feet. It took him a little bit to do it, but he absolutely did that. This is the exact same matchup. We have a one-dimensional Arman Tsarukyan. All he wants to do is just lay and pray versus the absolute mixed martial artist, complete, unbelievable striker and wrestler in Damir Ismagulov. This fight isn't even close. This is going to be a mostly standing matchup, and Damir is absolutely going to smoke this clown, Arman Tsarukyan. He is going to dominate this matchup, get a title shot next year, and smoke Islam, waiting for the rematch of Islam Ismagulov versus Garam, whatever his name is, for the title early 2024. Thank you for listening. That has been the full card breakdown for We Want Picks for UFC.
We have a main event.
I don't really give a shit about it.
Anyway, yeah, you've been high on Damir for a while. You like Damir, Gamrot, all of those. I like Arman here. I think Arman's going to win this fight. He's 18-3 overall. He is coming off that loss to Gamrot. Keep in mind, that was 5 rounds. And he had early success in that fight. And you're going to say, oh, he was taken down 6 times. First of all, Gamrot's a nasty wrestler, much better wrestler than Damir Ismagulov is. But he defended 15 takedowns. So, yes, he was taken down 6, but he defended 15. He landed more total strikes. He landed more significant strikes. So he had success in that fight. If that was a 3-round fight, Arman may have won it. Right? He lost because it was a 5-rounder. He started to slow down.
He would have won it because he lost 3, 4, and 5. Won the first 2.
Yeah. And this is a 3-round fight. And Arman, early, fresh, with the wrestling, with the striking, I think he's busy. He puts on that pressure, and I do think he wins this fight. I fully recognize Damir is nasty. He's a very good striker. He can wrestle. But that's the difference. He can wrestle. He's not a wrestler. Where Arman, that's what he's going to do. Arman is a wrestler who can strike, but in this matchup, I think it's just going to be dictated by either takedown offense or takedown defense. That's what's going to dictate this fight. And I think the takedown offense is going to be a little better from Arman than the defense of Ismagulov. He only has 3 rounds to worry about, so he's going to come out high pressure, high takedown. That was his first loss in a very long time. His other one was to Islam, who became champ. Smoked. He was only 21 years old, and Islam's now the champ. So I think
I'm tired. That's the worst narrative is 22-year-old Arman gave Islam his toughest test. No, the fuck he did not. He was.
I didn't say he gave his tough. I didn't.
No, I'm not saying you said. I'm like that's like the narrative out there was like, oh, this dude Arman, he almost beat Islam, and then he almost beat Gamrot. It's like, well, he lost both those fights, and there's a reason why he lost both those fights. I'll give an honest breakdown after you, by the way.
The Gamrot one was definitely close. There's a lot of people that think Arman won that fight. Like that was a close fight.
Right.
Like I said, he literally landed more strikes, more significant strikes.
He was pressuring and got out wrestled late third. At the end. I think he got. I think Gamrot got dropped in the 3rd round, early 3rd, and then he was just kind of out wrestling. And then he got out wrestled, and towards the end, so then judges are stupid and was like, oh man, this guy's really out wrestling. And then he got out wrestled. Yeah. The difference between the takedowns, and sorry to like interject here, but
no, go ahead.
The difference between the takedowns of Arman on Gamrot and some other people is, especially on Gamrot, is Gamrot wants to scramble through those takedowns and end up on top. So there's going to be situations where he's going to end up on the bottom trying to scramble on top because he doesn't mind those scramble positions. Damir is a guy that knows how to defend takedown, sprawl, and scramble to get back to his feet. That's his goal, and he's very good at that. As far as the striking goes, yes, I'm very high on Damir. I'm very well aware that if Arman can get this guy to the ground, he's going to win the fight. I'm not stupid, guys. I know I'm saying a lot of stuff, but when it comes down to it, if Arman can get the takedowns, he's absolutely going to win the fight. That's why he's the favorite the way he is. I just think Damir can defend the takedowns enough and is way better on the feet. It's not even close on the feet. I mean, his jab alone will just eat Arman alive. And Arman, when he cannot get takedowns, and maybe Damir misses it in some offensive wrestling, just kind of throw him off, he can get worn down. I'm Damir all the way in this matchup, man. He's the real deal. He's the real deal. Nobody's ever been able to lay and prey on him up to this point. maybe Arman's a dude, but I don't think so.
It's definitely I do care more about this than the main event. This is a much more interesting fight than the main event. It's not a bad main event, especially for a fight night. I'll watch it, but this is much more interesting. What?
Now, one more thing for people, because people were talking about in the chat as well. When you watch Damir, he does have a tick on his face. So I think even in the last fight, they're like, oh, I think something's wrong with his eye. When he's in there striking stuff, you'll see him go like this. Like with this fight, he does have a tick, so it looks weird. So when people watch and don't think like, oh my God, he's hurt, something's going on, he does, like, you'll see him just kind of go like this, like every 10, 15 seconds, and he still outstrikes people with one eye closed.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's very good. This is not an Ilya Topuria Bryce Mitchell breakdown where I just don't understand the other side. I don't understand how you can.
I think this is Usman Leon Edwards right here.
Well, first 3 rounds, Usman won that fight, so I'll take it.
Well, he's getting dominated in the first round, so.
Okay, 2-1. I'll take it all day, every day.
Knocked down, so.
These DraftKings prices are swapped, so I do think Arman wins. The $8,900 is tricky because if he gets the takedowns and does what he does, that's $8,900, no problem. He's worth every penny. But if he ends up in a striking match and can't get those takedowns, it's not like he's going to win by knockout. So $8,900, I'll mess with my lineup. I don't love a lot of people in this card, but I do like Arman to win this. Obviously, you love Damir at $7,300.
Absolutely. I think,
you think he gets a finish or he just keeps it standing?
I honestly think that he could just beat the face of Arman with that jab. It's a nasty jab. I mean, Grom that he beat, and I know it was a split decision, is what it is. And Grom Grom was my lock of the week versus Damir. There was a reason for that. I didn't think that Damir was the striker that he was. He came in and outstruck Grom mostly with that jab, beat him up. I think he can beat up Arman with that jab. Arman tires because he can't get the takedowns he needs to kind of control the fight. And Damir can be a sniper when he wants to. I know he's got a lot of decisions, but if he sees somebody tired, he can snipe him. And I could see him getting a late finish with Arman not getting the takedown. So I actually love Damir in this matchup.
You know my favorite part about the comment sections? And the Chris V, I'm not calling you out specifically. If we're going back to the Ilya fight, right? You and I were stupid high on Ilya. I went on multiple rants about how good Ilya is and how bad Bryce Mitchell is if we're just talking MMA wrestling and stuff like that. I was getting
the flu, though. I had the flu, and I had it 2 weeks before the fight, and I didn't think it was going to affect anything. But once I got in there, I'm known for my cardio, and got in that fight, that first round, I just couldn't feel like myself because I had the flu 2 weeks before the fight. You didn't have it while you were fighting.
Well, and anyway, my point was, people were attacking me in the comments. People were screen grabbing clips from my breakdown and tweeting them. Terrible take. Why do you hate people from Arkansas? All this shit. I saw maybe 3 people. I agree. Ilya wins this fight. Ilya dominates every comment. I knew it. Free money. I knew it. Oh, yeah, of course, Ilya. Where were you when I was getting attacked? Oh, you were nowhere because you didn't know it. You weren't on that side. Every Sunday. Oh, I knew this would happen. Oh, you guys are idiots. I knew Amanda Nunes was going to lose. Shut the fuck. What the fuck? I don't know what the lying's for. Who are you impressing? Makes no sense.
I actually did say that Julian Pena could win that fight, so. In our breakdown. You can watch the breakdown, so.
Congrats. Let me go all the way back and find that. Anyway, back to this fight. Jacob and I are split. The DraftKings prices are wrong. Not only on the screen, they're wrong in DraftKings. This wasn't a typo. So maybe they don't switch it and we get lucky ducky. That'd be nice. Monkey Knife Fight Strike Line 77-60. Not touching it because this could just be grappling. It could be 15 minutes of grappling, and I'm not going to touch it. If it's striking, for sure. Arman Tsarukyan can also have some high volume standing on his feet. He doesn't just sit and chill. He throws it out there. He pushes, and he sets the pace. What the hell are you doing with your eyes?
Oh, there's some dogs barking now. My guard dog is getting a little upset right now.
My guard dog. Okay.
You hear that?
Anyway, sign up for premium membership. WeWantPicks.com. It is only $10 a month, and you'll see whatever action we will or won't put on this fight. What the fuck?
She gets excited when I'm like, she's like, oh. See? Oh, now she's going, see? She's very trained. Anytime I'm like looking for someone, boom, she's taking care of it.
Congratulations. You have a dog. I have a dog. He sucks,
Dog.
but